Hello, and welcome to our last part of the College Algebra Sample Final Exam review. We're looking at problem number 22, and we're given a matrix, and we're also given its inverse, and we want to use that inverse to solve the system, starting with ax equals b, where x is the matrix xy and b is the matrix negative 11, 15. So remember, when we have this ax equals b, right, that tells us that matrix A times x equals matrix B, the constants. So what we want to do is multiply both sides by the inverse of A. And we're not going to actually do that to both sides, but here's the logic behind it. If we multiply one side with the inverse of A, right, the inverse of the matrix, we have to do the same thing on the other side. Now, matrix inverse of A times the original matrix would give us the identity matrix, right? And so now when we have that, the identity matrix times x would just give us x, the matrix that we're trying to solve for. So x would equal inverse matrix of A times the matrix B. Okay, and so this would give us our solutions to our system. So they gave us the inverse matrix of A. Okay, so that's what we're going to focus in on. So we're going to take the inverse matrix of A, and we're going to multiply that by matrix B. Okay, so let's set that up. So inverse matrix of A times B. So let's write down the inverse matrix, 1 over 21 times 3, negative 2, 3, and 5. And we're going to multiply that with matrix B, which is the constant, right? The constants negative 11 and 15. Okay, so let's go ahead and multiply these. Remember, when we multiply, this is a 2 by 2, and this is a 2 row by 1 column. Okay, the middle values match. That means our resulting matrix will be a 2 by 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and multiply this out. We'll do the 1 over 21 at the end. So we'll just keep that there. So remember, it's row times column. So 3 times negative 11 plus negative 2 times 15. For the second row, 3 times negative 11 plus 5 times 15. So that's going to give us our matrix. So let's see what we end up with. Here we have negative 33 plus negative 2 times 15 gives us negative 30. Okay, we'll simplify that in a second. 3 times negative 11 for the bottom row, negative 33, plus 5 times 15 is 75. Okay, simplifying. Top row, negative 33 plus negative 30 is negative 63. Bottom row, negative 33 plus 75, or 75 minus 33, be 42. Okay, now we just distribute the 1 over 21. So that basically means we're doing negative 63 divided by 21. So that gives us negative 3. And then 42 divided by 21, that gives us positive 2. Okay, so that is our x and our y. So negative 3, comma, positive 2 would be our solution. Okay, let's take a look at our next problem. $8,000 is invested in CDs and stocks. CDs pay interest rate of 3%. Stocks pay interest rate of 4%. If the amount of interest received after 1 year is $275, then how much was invested in each? Okay, so we'll set up our two variables. We know that x would be the amount invested in CDs, and then y would be the amount invested in stocks. So we're going to come up with two equations. One will just be a regular quantity equation based on 8,000. So we know that x plus y equals 8,000. And then the other equation is going to be based off of our interest. Remember, interest, this is a simple interest, is equal to PRT. Yeah, except in this one, T is 1 year. So if we replace the T with 1, we're just left with I equals PR. So for the other equation, we're going to have the interest from the first stock or CD plus the interest from the second product, stocks. That's going to equal 275. So in other words, it's going to be the principal times the rate of the first one plus the principal times the rate of the second one equals 275. Okay, so our rate for CDs is 3%, so 0.03. And we don't know the quantity for the principal, so that's x. For stocks, the rate is 4%, so make that 0.04. And again, we don't know its principal, but we know that together the two interests combined, right, is $275. So now to make this a little easier to work with, we're going to multiply by 100 to move that decimal place over to the right 2 times. So we have 3x plus 4y equals, and we could just add 2 zeros here, 27,500. Okay, we could easily solve this with substitution. Okay, for example, we can minus the y from both sides. So we'll have x equals 8,000 minus y. So now plug in 8,000 minus y for x. Right, so we'll have 8,000 minus y plus 4y equals 27,500. Okay, we'll distribute the 3. So we have 24,000 minus 3y plus 4y equals 27,500. Okay, we can minus the 24,000 both sides. And then we can also combine these two, negative 3 plus 4 as a positive 1y. And then 27,500 minus 24,000, that would give us 3,500. 500. Okay, so that's the amount invested in stocks. Okay, now let's go back and find out the amount invested in CDs. So take the 3,500 and plug it in for Y. So now we're doing 8,000 minus 3,500, and that'll give us the X. Okay, so 8,000 minus 3,500, that would give us 4,500. So that is X, 4,500, invested in CDs. And that's it. That's how we would solve this equation, this system of equations. Let's take a look at 24. How many gallons of 3% acid solution must be mixed with 12 gallons of a 9% acid solution to produce a 4% acid solution? Okay, there should be a how many. Little typo there, my apologies. Now to solve this is an acid mixture type of problem. So what we could do is we're asking how many gallons of a 3% solution. So if we picture our beakers filled with solution, we have 3% solution here. How many gallons? We don't know, so that's X. And then we're going to combine that with must be mixed with 12 gallons. So we have 12 gallons of 9% solution. And that's going to yield a 4%. That's going to give us a 4% solution. Now the total gallons there would just be X plus the 12. Right? So that just makes sense. X plus 12 would give us X plus 12. So now from here, we're going to make an equation out of this. Right? Just make these into decimals. So 0.03 times X plus 0.09 times 12. And we just multiply, right? Multiply the gallons times the percent plus gallons times percent equals gallons times the percent. So 0.04 times X plus 12. So to make this, again, easier for ourselves, we're going to multiply everything by 100 to move the decimal place over. So just multiply everything by 100. So we would have 3x plus, multiply this by 100, that would be 9 times 12, equals, and then multiply this by 100, that would be 4 times x plus 12. So the key thing here is you're multiplying each term, right, each group by 100 just once. Okay, so here we just multiplied the 0.03 times 100. We multiplied the 0.09 by 100. And here we just multiplied the 0.04 by 100. Okay, nothing else gets multiplied by 100. Okay, only one number from each group of terms, if you want to think of it that way. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve this. We have 3x plus 9 times 12 is 108. Distribute the 4, so 4x plus 48. We can subtract 48, both sides. And we can subtract 3x, both sides. So that leaves us with x equals 108 minus 48 would be 60. So 60 gallons. Okay, so that's it for that problem. Let's take a look at our last problem. Length of a rectangular garden is 1 meter less than twice its width. If the area of the garden is 45 square meters, then what are its length and width? Okay, so let's draw a rectangle. They say the length is 1 meter less than twice its width. So there's comparing to the width. So make the width be x. That's our width. And then the length is 1 meter less than twice the width. So twice its width would be 2x. And 1 meter less than that would be minus 1. So x times 2x minus 1. And we know that the area is 45 square meters. So 45 square meters. Okay, so to solve this, we're going to use the area model, right? We know that length times width equals area for a rectangle. So this will be x times 2x minus 1 equals 45. Okay, distribute the x. So x times 2x is 2x squared. X times 1 is x. Okay, it's looking like a quadratic, so we'll take the constant term, subtract it, and bring it to the left. Okay, to have the quadratic in its standard form. Okay, so 2x squared minus x minus 45 equals 0. We can solve this by factoring. Okay, this will be AC method. So 2 times negative 45, that's negative 90. Right, and what multiplies to negative 90 and adds up to negative 1? Okay, so we could go through our progression for 90, or if the number comes to your mind, if the numbers come to mind quickly, that's even better. Right, we know that 9 times 10 is 90, and so if we say 9 and negative 10, that would add up to negative 1, and it multiplies to give you negative 90. Perfect. Okay, so set up the two fractions with just 2x. So we'll have 2x and 2x. Put 9 under one and negative 10 under the other one. Reduce where possible. So the 2x and the 9, they don't reduce. So we'll have 2x plus 9. The 2 and the 10, they reduce. So we get 1 and we get negative 5. So x minus 5. Okay, now set each factor equal to 0. So 2x plus 9 equals 0. X minus 5 equals 0. Solve each one equal to 0. So we minus the 9, divide by 2. So negative 9 over 2. Add the 5. So x equals 5. Now, when we go back and plug into the problem for dimensions, the negative value for the width doesn't make sense. Okay, so this negative 9 halves, we're going to rule out. That'll be an extraneous solution. The only thing that does make sense is the 5. If we plug the 5 in there, right, we have a width of 5 meters and a length of, well, we plug into the x up here, so 2 times 5 minus 1, so 10 minus 1, so 9 meters. Okay, so 5 meters by 9 meters, that would be our width. Okay, so you can have it spelled out like this, or if you want to give the dimensions like this, That's fine also. And so that's it. Okay, so I hope these sets of videos, okay, the set of videos hopefully help. Um, Good luck on the final exam, and I hope to see you guys soon. Have a good day. Have a good night. We'll see you soon.